The perfect lamb, Jesus, the Passover, and the Palm Sunday connection. What if the greatest story of redemption was hidden in an ancient ritual, waiting for its perfect fulfillment? Today, we uncover the divine connection between Jesus and the Passover. In the story of salvation, two events, separated by centuries, intertwine in a divine tapestry. One, an ancient ritual that saved a people from bondage. The other, a sacrifice that would offer redemption to all of mankind. Our story begins with the Israelites in Egypt, as God prepares to deliver them from slavery. In Exodus 12, verses 3 to 6, God commands, "Tell the whole community of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, each man is to take a lamb for his family, one for each household. The animals you choose must be year-old males without defects. Take care of them until the 14th day of the month, when all the members of the community of Israel must slaughter them at twilight. This period allows the family to inspect the lamb and ensure it has no defects, signifying that the sacrifice offered to God must be pure and flawless." This selection of a perfect lamb, kept for 4 days, was the key to their salvation. But more than that, it was a foreshadowing of events to come over 1,000 years later. The significance of Bethlehem. Bethlehem wasn't just any town, it had a special purpose. According to rabbinical writings, Bethlehem was where lambs for temple sacrifices were raised. This connects beautifully with Jesus being called the Lamb of God, John 1 verse 29. The Passover lamb connection. Fast forward to Jerusalem. It's the 10th day of Nisan, and a humble king enters the city. Jesus, riding on a donkey, fulfills the prophecy of Zechariah 9 verse 9. "See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey." As the people wave palm branches, symbols of victory and peace, they unknowingly mirror the selection of the Passover lambs happening around them. For Jesus, like those lambs, has been chosen for a great purpose. On the 10th day of Nisan, over the next 4 days, just as the Passover lambs are kept and examined for defects, Jesus too is scrutinized. He teaches in the temple, debates with religious leaders, and demonstrates his authority. He is examined and found blameless, a perfect sacrifice. But unlike earthly kings who arrive on war horses, Jesus comes in peace. His kingdom is not of this world, and his victory will come through sacrifice and defeating death itself. On the night of the 14th of Nisan, as Jewish families begin their Passover meals, Jesus shares a final supper with his disciples. He breaks bread and shares wine, infusing new meaning into the ancient ritual. He is not just sharing a meal, he is preparing to become the ultimate Passover lamb. The next day, as Passover lambs are being sacrificed in the temple, Jesus, the Lamb of God, lays down his life. In this moment, the symbolism of centuries finds its fulfillment. As John the Baptist had proclaimed, "Look, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world." John 1 verse 29. But the story doesn't end here. 3 days later, this lamb, this perfect sacrifice, conquers death itself. The Apostle Paul would later write, "For Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed." From the Lamb of Exodus to the Lamb of God, we see a divine plan unfolding, a plan of redemption, of love, of a God who enters history to become the perfect lamb. The story of the perfect lamb is not just a story of the past. It's an invitation to each of us, an invitation to recognize the lamb who was sacrificed for you and to embrace the freedom he offers. Will you accept it?